Hello friends, in this video tutorial we will see the concept of DTExec command line utility. Now this utility can be used to execute our package either directly from physical folder, that is the DTExec file lying in a folder in our physical file system, or it can be used to execute our package after it has been deployed to SQL Server Integration Services Catalog. Now, for the purpose of this video tutorial, we will continue from the example used in our last video tutorial on if file exists. Okay, so let us just revise that example. In this particular package, we are first checking with the help of script component. We are checking if the file is existing or not in a given specified folder provided by where underscore file path variable. So this is the variable. So if file is existing in this particular path or not, that is checked first. Based on that, the value of this variable, that is if file exists variable, which is a boolean variable, is updated by the script component. So if the value is true, that is the file is existing, then we go to the sequence container. In the sequence container, we first of all truncate our country master table and then reload the data in the country master table from the file which is specified in the variable. So this will be the file from which data will be loaded in the country master table. Now, for the purpose of this video tutorial, I am having these commands which we will execute for executing the DTExec command line utility. Also, let us see the database table. So currently the country master table is having 0 records. Now, in order to run DTExec command line utility, we have to first of all go to CMD, that is command prompt. In command prompt, if you type DTExec, then it will show you as a 64-bit command line utility. Corresponding version for 32-bit is also available. If you are using Excel's source in your package, then as the jet driver will work for 32-bit only, then you may have to use the 32-bit command line utility. In our case, we can use the 64-bit command line utility. Now, it is nothing but just a command line utility, which means we'll have to fire commands, DOS commands, right? So first of all, we have gone to this deploy option and we have deployed our this particular package inside integration services catalog. Okay, so there will be a SSIS DB database in the which we have DTExec underscore utility. This is the folder in which we have deployed our project. Inside that there are multiple projects, and out of which this is our project. If file exists, load file. Okay, so this is the project which has been deployed over here. Now inside the project there can be multiple packages. In our example there is only one package, and package is if file exists, load file. So this is that particular package. Now this is the structure of the package deployed on SQL Server Integration Services Catalog. Now with the help of this command line utility, let us see how can we execute this particular package which is already lying in SQL Server Integration Services Catalog. So now first will be DTExec command, then the parameters or attributes that we will specify is IS server, that is Integration Services Server. So over here we have to specify the full path of the package which is deployed inside Integration Services Catalog. So we will start the path from SSIS DB, then will come the folder, then will come the project, and then will come the package itself, that is DTExec file itself. So that is exactly the way in which this particular command is written. So after Integration Services Server, we have to specify SSIS DB, then the folder, then the project and then the DTExec file. Okay, so this is how the command has been created. Then we have to specify on which server this particular DTExec file has been deployed. So the server is this particular string. Now how I got this string? When I go to connect database, so here is the string specified. So I can copy and use in the command. So once this command is created, now let us execute the same command which we have copy pasted in our command prompt. Okay, so let us execute this command. So the command got executed, that is our package DTExec file got executed in 0.094 seconds. Now one thing worth mentioning over here is, if you execute your packages using DTExec command line utility, then it will have very good performance improvement as compared to executing them from the Visual Studio, that is your BITS, Business Intelligence Development Studio, because BITS has to log everything, has to maintain the debugging information, whereas this particular command line utility can work quite faster than that. So if you want to measure the performance of your DTExec package, then this can be the best option, that is execute it inside DTExec command line utility. Then you can measure the performance of your SSIS package. Now once we have executed this, let us go and verify in our table, right? So 4 rows should be inserted. So we can see now 4 rows have been inserted. So let us delete those 4 rows. So now again there are 0 rows. Now the file that we executed is actually lying in this particular folder. So this is the file, this is the package file which is lying in this particular folder. So what we have done in the second example, we want to execute this particular package file right from the physical folder where it is lying. So we'll have to specify /f as the option. /f stands for file. Okay, now we have to provide the full path, okay, of the DTExec file where it is lying inside this folder. Okay, so that's what we have done. So let us copy this /f attribute along with the file path, full path. Let us go and paste it over here and let us execute it. So again our command has executed successfully, which means 4 records must have been inserted, and as we can see 4 records are there, which means our command executed successfully. So now let us again delete. So now again there are 0 records. Now for the third example, we want to pass values for these variables, that is we have got this variable, file path variable, based on which the whole logic is working. So what we want to say, we want to pass this value of this variable from the command line itself. So how can we do that? Let us see the command. The first is the DTExec command followed by /f and the full path of the DTExec file where it is lying. Okay, then the option to be used is /set, S-E-T. If you use this option, then we can set the value of the parameter or the variable which is being used by this particular DTExec file package. So the /package, okay, \package is a keyword. Okay, you don't have to write the name of the package, you have to specify \package. This is a keyword. Okay, this means that the parameter is lying or the variable is lying inside the package. Now this particular variable is a package level variable because the scope is at the package level. Okay, so that's why we have specified over here that we want the variable to be present at the package level. If the variable was at the data flow level, then after \package we should write data flow. Okay, and then only we can go ahead with this particular syntax of dot variables, then the full name of the variable, that is user double colon where underscore file path, that is the name of the variable, and it is defined in user schema, so that's why it is user double colon while where underscore file path. Then dot properties into square bracket value, this is the syntax, now followed by the semicolon and the value that we want to pass for this particular variable, and this the value that we want to pass is the full file path, and the full file path is this one. Now let us provide an incorrect file path, right? So correct one was up to here, I have added extra 1. Okay, I have just entered 1 over here so that this file doesn't exist in the required folder. Now, so the path is now incorrect one. This is the whole value that is being passed to the slash set attribute into double indented quotes. So now, as this particular file does not exist, no records should be loaded in our database table. Okay, so there are right now 0 records. Now let us copy paste this particular command. Let us first of all fire CLS. So let us copy paste this command. Let us click enter. So this time the file does not exist, so the package will execute successfully because the package will come to this particular if condition mentioned inside our script component, and it will then not proceed ahead because it will find that file is not existing at this location, so it will not proceed ahead. So the package will execute successfully but no data will be loaded. So let us see in our database table there are no records loaded. Now let us make only one change, that is let us correct the path. Okay, so I have just deleted one that I had typed over here at the end of the name of the file. Now everything is, the whole file path is correct. So let us say enter. So now the package has executed successfully, and now it should be having 4 records inserted, and that's what we can see over here. So this means that our command line utilities have all worked properly and correctly, and all commands have worked successfully, and we are able to execute our package from different locations, like we are able to execute from SSIS integration catalog and also from the physical folder. So I hope friends this particular video tutorial on DTExec command line utility is useful to you. Thank you.